Hi guys, welcome to the show. I'm Manny.
Terrence.
And here are the goods. After a 2-week hiatus.
Sorry, we had some technical difficulties here. It's either that or we would have been here like shirtless and sweating and stuff, so we had to wait a while. Got everything back up and running, and it was worth the wait. It was worth the wait.
And we are in actually the new and improved Boom Boom room that the guy here freaking actually just redid the whole studio thing, so it actually came out good. So a blessing in disguise that that we didn't weren't here for those 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So in those 2 weeks, freaking 2016 done it again, but this time didn't take a life, took a career.
Oh yeah.
And the great Tim Duncan of San Antonio Spurs has retired after 19 years with the same team, second only to Kobe Bryant, who was at LA for 20 years.
Yeah. Did Kobe actually came in the league before Tim Duncan?
96.
Wow. Okay, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, he came straight out of high school and went to. Right. He was actually drafted by Charlotte, and then
I gave him to.
Yeah.
But still, so when this came out. One, I thought it was complete and utter joke. I was like, no, he's gonna give a farewell tour like Kobe was gonna do. And he just like, nah, that's it, I'm done. So, where do you see him on the list of power forwards? Because I actually put this on Facebook, and I said, greatest power forward of all time, and I actually got a little pushback from that. People weren't really ready to accept him as the greatest power forward of all time.
Haters. Okay. Flat out, he is the greatest power forward of all time.
And I said, I love Charles Barkley.
Me too. I love Barkley and Malone.
5 rings is undeniable.
In the West.
That is undeniable.
In the West.
I mean, because we give credit to Kobe all the time for his 5 rings. Duncan has the same number of rings on a team that didn't get Shaq, that didn't get Steve Nash.
They were built in the draft.
He had the same team and he got 5 rings. I mean, come on, man. He's the greatest power forward of all time.
The best thing about Duncan was that he did it. He got a ring in the 90s, in the 2000s, and the 2010s.
Basically, he carried through every era.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that's really awesome about him, and it actually strengthens his legacy. Now he never did back to back. So he retires with 5 titles, 3 MVPs, 2 regular season MVPs, multiple 15 All-Star appearances, something like that.
I don't know. I'm out.
Yep. I'm for sure that he Hall of Fame bound. Everybody knows.
Oh yeah.
Hall of Fame bound. First ballot. He will get paid the remaining $6.3 million for retiring. Cool, they're going to waive him and they're going to give him the money. I mean, that's just he had some legal troubles going on, but I think the Spurs will take care of him definitely. I even see him actually working with them in the back office, in the front office. That would be
as soft-spoken as he is. Can you really see him as a coach, or do you feel
Absolutely.
like a talent scout?
No, coach, definitely.
Really?
Definitely. But I don't think they would use him that way. I think they would actually use him like in the office, like assistant general manager or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I think because he's really smart, so you never know.
Oh, no, I don't doubt that. I feel like he's so soft-spoken that to, get the point across to the team, that might not be what they were looking for. But
So let me ask you this. So now that Kobe's gone, Duncan's gone now. Iverson's gone, McGrady's gone. That whole era is gone. So the only one that's left right now, and all that I can think of off the top of my head, is Vince Carter. He's the only one that's left.
We're not counting Vince Carter. Vince Carter's days are long behind him.
But he's still there, though. He's still
long behind him.
So my question to you was, who is going to take over? Who do you think is going to take over as the best big man in the league now?
I mean,
because Dwight Howard's done. I'm not even considering Dwight Howard.
Well, exactly. That's the reason why I'm going to say Dwight Howard, because one, who else is there?
I
think the big man thing is that era has gone. The 80s was really the big men. It still kind of carried on with Duncan and Shaq in the 90s. There is nobody to really. It's all guards. It's guards and point forwards now.
I would actually have to say Anthony Davis from the New Orleans Pelicans would be the closest thing to Duncan that I can think of. That
Kevin Durant.
Don't even talk to me about Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Crap out of here with that.
Hey, you're just mad because he didn't sign with the Spurs. That's all.
he could have signed with somebody else. I don't care if he signed with the friggin' Bucks.
But for real, I mean, Kevin Durant and Dwight Howard. That's all your big men. And now we do have some up and comers.
Oh, Dirk's in there too. I forgot. Dirk's still here.
He's with Vince Carter. But the simple fact is that they haven't made a name for themselves. The only 2 established names that we have, I mean, if you want to say Dirk, are Kevin Durant and Dwight Howard. And like you said, Dwight Howard is on his way down, and Kevin Durant seems like he's going to ride coattails to get a championship.
Yep, definitely.
So, I mean, I think the era of the big man is just done.
Well, Dwight Howard might think he's Superman, but you're right, he is on the decline. But he is no superhero. But Batman is. And Batman looks to be in the new Suicide trailer, new Suicide Squad movie. Mm-hmm. And he looks to be like actual villain.
I don't know if you would call it villain.
Like, because, well, okay, in this time, in this area here, he's put all this threat into the criminals, right? So he gets them all scared and everything, right? So now, from what they say from the Suicide Squad, is that they're looking at Batman from the criminal point of view.
Oh, like seeing it from their point of view, how it is to be chased down by Batman, which is actually cool because that's what they kind of did at the beginning. If you ever saw the animated version of Suicide Squad, where they showed them all get captured at the very beginning, so like getting thrown in jail. So it seems like that's what they want to do in the actual live action movie, which I think is a great idea because that was one of the things that made it work in the animated movie. And if they're gonna have Batman in here, he has to do something. He can't just be like, oh look, there's a Suicide Squad, or like there's Joker, oh look, there's Harley Quinn, oh look, there's Deadshot. He's obviously gonna be having to either capture them. And since they didn't say that his part was going to be extensive, you would think that it would just be an opening scene when they show him on top of the car with Harley and the Joker. He'll probably show how the rest, just like in the animated movie, they'll probably show how he arrested everybody and put them in Arkham. And then from that point, we'll see them get released and go on to form the Suicide Squad. So actually, I like the fact that I like to know what the criminals think when they're being arrested or beaten the crap out of by Batman.
Branded? You think they're branded?
No. What? See, BBS, you see what you did? You see what you did? Now I'm gonna wonder.
Another thing that's that I got me curious actually about is the timeline. As far as where does it take place? Does it take place before BVS? After BVS? It looks like it takes place before BVS.
Maybe it's one of those things where it jumps around through time.
From what I understand, it actually takes place after Man of Steel. Mm-hmm. So it should be before BVS.
Right. So it's probably one of those ones where, like, okay, Man of Steel came out, you know, he exposed himself to the world, that brought out all the crazies. Batman had to take them down because all these people came out, and then they've been locked down for quite some time. BVS happens, and then after BVS, then we get to Suicide Squad with them being released to form this team. So
it would probably like a flashback going back.
Yeah, I think it'll go back and forth.
Yeah. So I saw the Ultimate Edition. We both saw the Ultimate Edition of Batman vs Superman, and let me tell you something right now. The 30 minutes makes a really big difference. Warner Brothers should have just risked it. Mm-hmm. Did I say that? Risked it.
That works. Yeah. Hey, it's a new word.
They should have risked it and actually put it in the movie and released it that way as a 3-hour cut. It makes all the difference in the world.
I think that I would have preferred those 30 minutes in the movie minus the Batman Nightmare scene and the shoved in introduction to the Flash, Aquaman.
Well, that should have been a post-credit scene.
Yeah, that should have been. I think they should have, especially as long as those credits ran. Jeez. I think they should have took those two scenes out and put this 30 minutes in because it made the things make a lot more sense. At a point to where we were watching the film and we're like, what's going on? Those 30 minutes, like, I get it now. I absolutely get it now. And like I said, the other stuff that they threw in there, the nightmare scene didn't need to be there. The hidden files that Wonder Woman opened up didn't need to be there. I would have preferred those 30 minutes. So I think it made the movie better. I think when I reviewed it, I gave it a 7. I think it maybe an 8. Maybe? I mean, it's still not.
I'm gonna go 8. I don't think it's gonna go 9. I don't think it's gonna go 9.
Yeah.
But definitely an 8. I thought that, like I said, the 30 minutes really made a difference. I wish they would have still had Superman just be a little bit more of not a wimp, man. Well, dang, I hated that.
Maybe they're showing an arc for him.
Like, I hope so, because I like
the universe where, like, we're going to see him, remember in the first movie when Superman used to be a wimp and kill people all the time? Now he stands for truth and justice, and, he's more iconic and, happy and things like that. So,
well, they're releasing it at a good time because it's coming out in July, later this month, I believe, right?
Or if you can actually watch it digital now. So
it is available now on digital, and it's actually, like I said, it's a really really good cut. The Blu-ray does come out later this month, but to tie into it, so does The Killing Joke. The Killing Joke, and we talked about it in the previous show, it will be out on July 25th. So Warner Brothers is actually doing a pretty good job in planting all these seeds to get ready for the August 5th premiere of Suicide Squad.
Right. So
it's going to be great, and man, we just can't get enough of DC right now.
No, they're gonna overload us towards the end of the year.
So Batman praise for Ben Affleck praised for being Batman, and Matt Damon, best friend, made a comment that he wouldn't mind being Robin. That would be hilarious for a goof.
It would be great. It would be great. It would be great.
Or Nightwing. It could be Nightwing.
He could be Nightwing, but then he would have to say that he's much younger than Batman, and Matt Damon doesn't look much younger than Batman.
Well, that's true.
All right.
A little bit.
It would be great for an SNL skit. I would love to see it as an SNL skit. In a movie, it would be completely ridiculous, but you're curious enough that if they did it, you just want to see what it looks like on screen.
It would never. I think you're right. I think it would be one of those digital shorts on
it's
SNL.
like, would they throw him in and he was like, Robin, come here, and then Matt Damon runs onto the screen.
It'd be Kylo, undercover boss.
Yeah, so
I don't think,
it would be funny for a minute, for a whole movie would be totally ridiculous.
Well, he did say that he would like to be, at least play a superhero as long as it was directed by Batman. Batman. Well, yeah, Batfleck, by Ben Affleck. But
his name is not Batman.
His name is not Batman. But he's tied to DC, so that means that the superhero that he would pick would have to be a DC superhero. Uh-huh. So, after all his time in Mars, and he's all beefed up.
When they make Matt Damon Martian the Manhunter?
Exactly!
Martian Manhunter? They paint him green.
Manhunter.
Yeah, the Martian Manhunter.
That would be awesome.
It's funny. It's absolutely funny. I don't buy Matt Damon as an action star. So they really have to sell me on if he does do something like this, they really have to sell me on him being this particular character, or Jason Bourne has to blow me out of the water when that film comes out, so that way I can buy him as an action star, because everything I'm going to be like, oh, it's Matt Damon. It's Matt Damon. It's Matt Damon.
You know what? You didn't say that about...
I'm wondering if he's standing on the box right there when he's fighting these criminals.
You didn't say that, but you didn't say that about Ben Affleck.
Because I've seen Ben Affleck in Daredevil, at least.
Well, good point.
And Ben Affleck's like 6'6". Come on!
Terrence brought up a good point.
6'6"? I don't care how... Look, 6'6" can whoop anybody.
No, not... Well,
you want to fight 6'6"?
I'll fight 6'6" Ben Affleck right now.
You crazy. Ben Affleck would be doing this show with me.
I'm going to tell you something right now. Ben Affleck, you bring your bad ass over here, and I will just... Well, anyway, he brought up Jason Bourne, and that's going to be Matt Damon's next film to be coming out later this year. And I felt bad because we were talking about summer movies, and I said that there was nothing, and I forgot about Jason Bourne, and then I forgot about Star Trek. Yeah, I felt stupid. But to me, it was a toss-up for me, because this is what, the 5th in the series?
For Jason Bourne?
Yeah, because you got the Bourne Legacy was kind of 4th.
Yeah, they still counted as part of the...
Yeah, canon, so this is like the 5th. And so I don't know exactly how much it's gonna do. He always does a great job when he's doing that. The only thing that always got me about the Bourne flicks was the action sequences.
The shaky cam,
and I just can't see what the hell's going on. But then I saw it in Civil War. That was like,
yeah, and I was glad that they stopped it.
They stopped it like right there. But anyway, so he's coming up in that. Now he's talking about. Now he's doing the press rounds and all this for this movie. He's saying that this role, more than likely, this one will probably be his last.
This is stupid. Why come back? Give Jeremy Renner... he took the role back from Jeremy Renner, and then he's going to say, all right, cool, one more and I'm out. Why? Why? Let Jeremy Renner take over the series, which they should have done. Move all those people that wanted Matt Damon back, get over it. Jeremy Renner's Jason Bourne, or Jeremy Renner is now the leader of this franchise, and move forward. This is just all they did was take away from the inevitable of us getting past Matt Damon.
It's like Triple H and CM Punk all over again. We came back from retirement.
Oh,
beat him, and then
went back in. See, this is stupid. It's ridiculous that they did this. So I mean, they're gonna make a lot of money. Oh, this is what's gonna happen. Hopefully this film does well.
I think it will. I mean, I think it will, but you never know.
They're gonna make a lot of money, and then they're gonna be like, Matt, How much you need? And they're gonna basically take a blank check and they're gonna put 0 until he says yes. When they put enough zeros on there, he will say yes.
I'll tell you what, recast the role if he at least comes back for one more with Renner.
That's all I want. We'll end it at 5 or we'll go to 6, but he can get out, let Renner kill him or something. Or because he can't go out and just go live on out in the middle of nowhere and be happy because he kept coming back in every movie every time he did that.
He thinks that it should be recasted. He can't kill him unless they completely reboot it all.
That makes it even stupider.
Well, who would you pick to play Jason Bourne?
I want Jeremy Renner to take over his friend.
Okay, but I'm saying Bourne, like Jason Bourne.
Oh man, somebody that I would believe as Jason Bourne. That's in Ed Skrein. However you say his last name.
Who?
Ed Skrein.
Who's that?
Ajax from Deadpool. He was in Transporter too. He was in the remake to Transporter.
Well, I'd buy him as a transporter, or maybe even Hitman.
Because I buy him doing action and being an upcoming.
Jason Bourne.
You bought Matt Damon as Jason Bourne.
Well, it's Matt Damon. That's
exactly.
That's Loki.
Matt Damon's my size. Oh, hey, okay, there you go. I nominate myself. If Matt Damon can do it, I can do it. They can make me look like I could beat a whole bunch of people.
You do Jason Bourne. That's the one.
There you go.
All right.
I need that one too.
So
my number will be in the description.
District 9.5. All over here.
9.5.
So Tarantino was in the news recently talking about hanging it up possibly.
I don't believe this.
Retiring after the 10th film. Now he just finished 8. The Hateful Eight was actually his 8th film. Tarantino's been around really since the Reservoir Dogs. So that was in 92, something like that.
Something like that.
So now we're going into already his 9th film. We don't know what his 9th film is. It should be Kill Bill 3, in my opinion. But you never know. So he says that he's going to retire after the 10th film and then become an author and kind of like a film critique. Maybe he's a critic, film critic, maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. But what do you think? What do you think about that? What do you think about him giving it? I mean, he's young. The guy's young. He's still young. He's very talented guy too.
He's not gonna give it up after 10. So the thing I think is that he probably just needs a break. Everybody needs a time to take off. Kind of refresh. Get re-motivated and inspired. And he'll take some time off. Maybe he'll go out and write. Maybe input on other projects. But not just have full control of them and like, hey, maybe I'll produce,
I could see that. Producing, I could see that.
Maybe I'll help somebody write a script or a screenplay to something, but I won't have full control of it. He may do that for a while until he gets inspired about something else. He'll have a dream or have a thought about something, or Uma Thurman will go to him and I think that's a good idea. And they'll go hash out everything. Yeah, exactly. Or she'll hit him up for Kill Bill 3 and, they'll do it. I just think that he needs some time off. I mean, look at what happened with Mad Max director. Name.
Miller.
Thank you.
George Miller.
George Miller. He took some time off. I mean, he did some smaller films. He took some time off, and he came back when he was super old. And why couldn't Tarantino do that? I think that it's just give him some time.
Well, speaking of super old, he wants to come back at 75. Should do, I guess, number 11. Possibly.
No. I don't know. He will not sit back that long.
What do you think? Best character? Or best movie? Best movie from a Tarantino? I would go Pulp Fiction for me as his best movie of all time.
I mean, you can't pass up Sam Jackson's Jules.
Yeah, you can't. you can't. And Jackie Brown I liked a lot too.
The one I thought was kind of underrated was Brad Pitt from Inglourious Bastards. I loved him as that character.
Eli Roth too.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't have too many speaking lines in a row, but I just love that whole that everyone kills from Nazis. That just screamed Brad Pitt to me. I thought that was awesome. So that was one of my
I was getting flashbacks of Snatch there a little bit. Well, anyway, so I don't know. He's gonna leave an awesome legacy if he does do that. I hope he does, and I hope he actually does, like you say, take a break after the 10th and then come back because the guy's awesome. I don't know. I was watching Swingers the other day, and he says, and we were talking about Tarantino biting everything that Martin Scorsese does. Do you see that?
No. Not at all.
So, some shot selections, I believe. The one thing
they all learn from that because Scorsese becomes something they teach in film school.
That's true. That's
so
true.
It's not something like okay, when they teach them different shots and different ways for lighting and things. That's what they learn. The iconic director Spielberg is somebody they learn about. I mean, iconic directors, they teach that stuff. So if they have influences from it, Kubrick, they learn that stuff in school. So I mean, if it seems like that, it's because that's what they all got taught, and they try to put their own flair to it. They may take a little bit from it. And it's like, I'm going to do a scene that's reminiscent of this iconic movie, but that doesn't mean it's a copy.
And that's one of the things that I've always liked about Tarantino, Rodriguez, even Eli Roth for a little bit there, as far as their homage to the older westerns and easterns and horror and all this of the old styles and old shot selections of how they have the cameras out, that certain angles of cameras that they use, and just a lot. I mean, Kill Bill, I mean, that's the old East karate movies back in the day, kung fu movies back in the day. So it's spaghetti westerns and all this stuff that Tarantino has done.
Yeah, if anybody could be complaining, they should be all the Grindhouse films. All those directors should be complaining, bite my style, man.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've always admired about him and Robert Rodriguez and Eli Roth, because they always pay homage, especially when he gave Uma the yellow and black. I was on board already. Yeah. So, good luck to you, buddy. Hope you don't quit. All right. So we are pretty much in mid-July, and it's time. It's time to call the Ghostbusters.
You know what? I have a new light on this film, and based on the few reviews that have come in, which I guess not even a little bit of reviews, quite a few reviews came in, and better than we thought. How is that an expectation? How is that something that's positive? Better than we thought.
So have low expectations or an open mind, and then you'll see that it's not so bad.
It's and I've not seen it, so I'm just stating based on the reviews that I have read. This kind of reminds me how I had low expectations in Transformers, the first one. Not the garbage ones that followed. But the first one, I had super low expectations, and then I walked out, hey, that was okay. So that's what the people sound like to me.
Dark of the Moon was good, man. You don't like Dark? You know what? Screw it. Next You Don't Hate? Okay, well, next one's Spawn, but the one after that is going to be Dark of the Moon. Okay, so the remake has gotten, like you said, mixed reviews, modest reviews. Chris Hemsworth pretty much steals the movie from what I've read.
He's the only thing I want to see in this film.
Alrighty then. So
did that not sound right? Didn't that not? Screw it. Chris Hemsworth's the only thing I want to see in this film.
Well, I think, honestly, I really thought that he's going to be a combination of Rick Moranis and Annie Potts. That's what I really thought that, and I think it's coming. Pretty much that's what it is.
The reviews, they call him more of an airhead. So
yeah. See, well, Rick Moranis, Annie Potts. Anyway, but yeah, so it's projected to do $53 million over the opening weekend.
I mean, if it does that, it's not a failure.
No, I don't think so either. And the only downside of this, one, there's like some, you're gonna have cameos from the previous cast of the originals, and then you'll have a new song that just, I don't know, man. I think that's gonna be one thing that's gonna suck about it, because Ray Parker's theme is so iconic. Mm-hmm. It's like the John Williams and the Man of Steel. The John Williams Superman theme should be in Man of Steel, because, hey, the Ian Fleming James Bond theme is all over, right? I mean, it's all over the place for James Bond.
Because it's always the same. I mean, technically, it's always the same James Bond.
Exactly.
But it's not the same Superman. It's not the same Ghostbusters,
It's the same Superman. So, anyway, it should be... It's not
the same Ghostbusters, though.
In the trailers, they have the Ray Parker Jr. thing, right? Well, it's completely different. It's not the same theme song. So I kind of don't like that. That's what I'm gonna watch it, but it kind of
it's not the same Ghostbusters. You know what? I'm kind of glad that they don't. So when I'm disappointed, I don't have to relate it to the whole Ghostbusters at all. It's completely different.
Completely reboot.
It's completely different.
Completely reboot.
I'm happy, and I'm gonna stop saying I'm not gonna like it, because I'm gonna give it a chance. If I'm gonna go in with an open mind. If I like it, I'm gonna totally accept it. I'm not gonna come out and bash it just to be bashing it. If I walk out of that film and it was okay, then I'm gonna talk about how okay it was, because I'm gonna do a review on it. So I'm gonna be even all the way across.
Do you still think it's Haunted Mansion?
It looks like Haunted Mansion.
All right.
I'm hoping that when I get in there and I see it and it works, and I'm like, because there was a scary element to Ghostbusters in the original one. This looks like it's made for kids.
Well, from what it sounds like is that it actually is a little funnier and it's a little scarier. Paul Feig and Melissa McCarthy have come out and say that there's possibility for sequels. If we get a Ghostbusters 3, it's just a shame that it'll be this Ghostbusters 3
instead of the one that we originally wanted.
So here's an idea. Let's get the Warrens. Let's get the Warrens in there to help them out.
Great crossover!
Ghostbusters, Warrens, Conjuring,
crossover.
Done. Manny, Terrence, drop Mike. It's over.
Either that or they can do 21 Jump Street. So.
Oh, no more 21 Jump Street with you. All right. All right. In what the F news?
All right.
Pokemon Go.
Hey, you know what?
You know what, Terrence? Why don't you tell the viewers here what the hell this is?
All right, by the way, I'm not a big Pokemon fan. I was aware of the cartoon younger. But recently, and actually it just hit the United States and it got released internationally before, there's a mobile app that came out called Pokemon Go, where you get to, actually go out and capture your Pokemon, and then you can fight in battles out in the world. Which you would figure, as long as mobile games have been going on, why did it take so long for this to actually come out? But now you actually get your phone, you download the app, you go out, it tells you if there's Pokemon nearby, you can walk to them, or you could drive to them. I think it monitors how far you walk to them, and that's actually better if you actually walk to it. But you go out and you actually have to look at your phone and kind of at landmarks throughout town, at businesses, at actual monuments and things like that, and you go out and you flick your ball at, that doesn't sound right. You throw your Pokeball, flick balls at the actual Pokemons, and you capture them, and then you help build them up, and you can fight people out in the world.
That is just dumb. That, or I'm like really old.
Yeah, we're really old is what it is. We're really old. Somebody made a comment, and I thought it was the best thing in the world, and I was like, Michelle Obama for 8 years have been trying to get people to get up off the couch and go out, to get kids to go out and actually walk and exercise. A Pokemon app has done more for exercising in the youth than Michelle Obama has done in 8 years.
And the NFL play for 60.
Yeah, play for 60. A Pokemon app has people out walking through, seeing their city. I saw some clips of people that was like, hey, I didn't know this business was even here. Pokemon got them to go in their own neighborhood and see stuff. People were walking dogs, taking kids out for walks and strollers. I was talking to one of my coworkers. I said, hey, have you gone out and actually, you walked around looking for it? She was like, yeah, I just get my son in a stroller and I go take him for a walk. I said, so you were not doing that before?
Pokemon is bringing Pikachu is bringing freaking people together. That's freaking crazy. Well, some people are actually taking advantage of this, and they're using it to rob people,
which was messed up.
It's crap. That's horrible.
But kind of genius at the same time. Because people are, unfortunately, we have become so involved in our technology that we're always face down in our phones. So, like, people are just randomly just like, oh, my Pokemon, and fight, and then, boom, they get robbed.
And or they run into traffic.
Or they run into traffic.
What the hell is that about? So, from what I understand, Bill Cosby wants to endorse this.
That's messed up. It's funny. It's messed up, though.
You guys that are doing it out there, just be careful out there. It's a new thing, and it looks like fun. But just be very careful out there. Okay, be safe.
Let me go in the seedy parts of town.
Oh man! All right. So we got this reboot with Ghostbusters, and then this Ocean's 11 thing coming out pretty soon. Mm-hmm. So got me thinking.
Okay.
Not about remakes with all-female cast, nothing like that. Because you would give me a lot of crap about that one topic.
How are we gonna do that topic?
Anyway, it's time for our top 5. So This week's top 5 actually is going to be the top 5 action female stars, or female action stars, I should say. Guys have always gotten the bulk of that kind of business, but there's some ass-kicking women out there that have done some freaking awesome-ass job at kicking ass. So, got me thinking about all of the ones that are out there, the top 5, and then some honorable mentions we're going to give you. So, Terrence, go first.
You know what's funny is that I just changed my list out of nowhere. I don't know why it just made me, but I just changed my list. But just as a setup to this, it's throughout any era. Not just like recent, because now this is the era of the female action star.
Heroine, yeah.
So.
But it all started, with those 80s and all those things.
And unfortunately, one of them just got kicked out of my list because I just realized my number 5 is Scarlett Johansson.
Very nice.
Scarlett Johansson. I don't know why she wasn't originally on my list, but damn it, she's on my list now. And she's given us a ton of stuff. I mean, she's submitted herself as Black Widow. What was the Lucy? She gave us Lucy. She's gonna be in Ghost in the Shell. So it really popped in my head. I was like, you know what? She's become one of the leading female action stars. So
Absolutely.
She deserves to be number 5. So number 4. Going back in time here. Michelle Yeoh. Obviously, her most iconic role was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I mean, but she was a Bond girl at one particular point in time. She was like a supporting martial arts cast member in like Jet Li films. I mean, she's
Police Story.
Yeah, Police Story. Yeah, so Jackie Chan films. Yeah. So I mean, she's been doing action forever in martial arts and in you don't, as many things as she's been in, and for as long as she's been around, she looks like she never ages. So
she's great,
but she's always in great shape. She always looks great, and so she's just one of those ones that from then to now, she's been a great action star. So number 3. Wait, hold up a second. Yeah, number 3, because she was my number 4.
You're fired.
Number 3. Mila Jovovich.
Jovovich.
Whatever. That one. And I had to put her on here, and I actually was a little back and forth with this one because she did a lot of Resident Evil films, and
Ultraviolet.
Ultraviolet, and wasn't she in the Fifth Element?
And she was in the Fifth Element.
And so, I mean, we didn't realize how much of an action star she was until I started to look her up, and I was like, man, she was in a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I had to put her on the list. So that's gonna bring me to my number 2, and this one I had. I had little reservations on it because I didn't know where I wanted to put her on my list, or if I even wanted to add her to my list. But she's so iconic that I could not put her on the list.
Who?
Linda Hamilton.
Now, you were going back and forth actually with Linda Hamilton because it was really just Terminator and Terminator.
And Terminator.
Now, she did this movie Black Moon Rising with Tommy Lee Jones back in the day.
Yeah, I remember
great
that
movie.
one.
Great movie.
She was kind of the save me.
Yeah, exactly. And she was kind of almost to save me in the first Terminator.
But the way she plays Sarah Connor in Terminator 2, that's what started a lot of, it started the modern day female action heroes as far as with Americans.
I disagree with that.
With Americans. Obviously in the Hong Kong pictures and stuff like that, it's been going on for quite some time. But in the American pictures, I think she made it cool for women to be action stars. There. That sound better? She made it cool for women to be action stars.
I still disagree.
Okay, whatever. It's my list. I have a lot of honorable mentions, but my number 1. Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie, number 1. Wow.
Angelina Jolie.
Wow.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Tomb Raider. I'm trying to think, what the heck? Salt! I mean, that was supposedly kind of a drama, though. But still
cool.
We think of Angelina Jolie as being a great dramatic actress, but also if you say Angelina Jolie is in an action film, you don't question it at all.
She's got that look, though.
Yeah,
especially when she's eating.
When she's eating.
When she's eating and she looks healthy, she's got a great look of an action star. I mean, just beautiful.
You never, not once, you ever questioned her being in an action
film.
Gone
60 Seconds.
Gone in 60. Oh my God, I forgot that. Gone in 60 Seconds. She's done a lot of great action films, and like that's always one of the people that we think from modern day action heroines. We think Angelina Jolie first. So
absolutely, I agree with that one. All right, my number 5. Actually, I'm starting out with Michelle Yeoh.
Okay.
Just like T says, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, all these Hong Kong films that she did with Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and she's just the way her style of fighting is like really smooth. It's really smooth. It's very just fluid, very fluid, especially in Crouching Tiger. She's a great martial artist. So she's my number 5. Number 4, I'm giving it to Mila.
Okay.
Number 4, I got Mila because of the amount of work that she has done in the Resident Evil franchise.
She's done
6 and she's about to do 7. So yeah, she is absolutely freaking amazing and very pretty too, very beautiful. Number 3 is Angelina Jolie for me.
See, our list is pretty.
It's pretty similar. Yes, it is. Only because of really Wanted and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Those two films by themselves, like Gone in 60 Seconds too, but those two films just really, she looked amazing. Even better than Tomb Raider, in my opinion. Number 2 is Scarlett Johansson also.
Number 2?
Number 2.
All right.
Because you're right. Who thought Lucy was going to do the money that it did? Flat up and down. Nobody thought that Lucy was going to do what it did. And it was actually an amazing movie until the end. That was a kind of stupid ending, but whatever. Anyway, but it was amazing. And she just made it work. She's got just the ability, she's a great actress, and that actually helps her in her action sequences. Everybody knows, okay, yes, Black Widow, she does a phenomenal job in that. But when you look at her other projects that she does along the way, like Under the Skin and Lucy, and now Ghost in the Shell coming out pretty soon. She just, she shows her range. And if I remember right, I think she was nominated for an Oscar for Lost in Translation when she was a freaking kid with Bill Murray. I think. I'm not too sure. I'll have to look that one up. But I think that's one of the things that differentiates her from everybody else as far as her acting ability. Her and Angelina. And my number 1 for me is the one that started all, in my opinion, here, Sigourney Weaver.
I've fought back and forth with Sigourney Weaver, and it was the same argument that I had for Linda Hamilton with the Sigourney Weaver thing.
But she's done 4 Aliens. Now 5.
There's only 2 that were good.
Now 5.
There's only 2 that were good.
5 alien movies that she was in. And if you had an Expendables, I think that's what they wanted to call it.
She would have been in it.
She would have been in that movie.
Right, so my whole thing, I went back with that one because really 2. The first one was more horror than action. The second one was the action one, and then the third one, she was just locked in a prison. The fourth one was garbage. All right. The fourth one was garbage.
My
you don't hate Alien Resurrection.
Ooh, you don't hate Alien 3. That one I tried defending that one. Okay, so I was really torn on this one because she's just like, she's so beautiful. Kate Beckinsale.
That was another one.
Because not only Underworld, and even though she kind of sticks to the same, she was in Van Helsing, also. The Aviator. It was dramatic, but she was in Total Recall too. She was in Total Recall, exactly.
Yeah, so
you could even throw Sharon Stone in there if you really wanted to, and Rachel Tickerton, who was also in Total Recall. She did pretty good in that too. So that was one of my honorable mentions. Gina Carano from Haywire, / Deadpool too. She did really good job in that. How about Foxy Brown?
That's a good one.
Pam Grier.
We're saying
Angie Dickinson, Big Black Mama or Bad Mama, Big Bad Mama.
She was all through the blaxploitation films. She did a lot. She ran and shot people and did the sidekick.
You don't feel that. You don't feel the sidekick.
She did the sidekick. Some of the honorable mentions that I had: old school Cynthia Rothrock, which I was going to be my number 5, and I took her off at the last second. Uma Thurman.
I had on my honorable mentions.
Charlize Theron.
Her too.
Carrie-Anne Moss.
Oh, how can we forget Trinity?
I didn't put her on there because the other 2 Matrix is bad.
But she was still good in it though.
Because her role got diminished in the other 2 matrices.
It's me and that's like me and Rick. Ask me something. What?
Because there's Matrix, and there's not matrices. There's matrices.
Matrices.
I'm gonna look it up.
I don't know what the hell that is, but okay. And then I had Linda Hamilton as an honorable mention also. Real quick though, I want to rescind and take away one of my movies that deserve a sequel from the last show. One of the last shows that we did. not remakes. I'm sorry, movies
you might want to take off.
I want to take off because you gave me so much crap, and deservedly so, because I gave you crap about it.
Because it's probably a crappy pick.
It was White Man Can't Jump.
Why are you taking it off?
Because I want to put Midnight Run.
Oh, they deserve the sequel?
Yes.
Oh, because that was stupid.
That was an awesome movie, man. Midnight Run, freaking Robert De Niro, Charles Grodin. It was an awesome movie.
I don't have a problem with Midnight Run. It was just the fact I had a problem with White Man Can't Jump 2.
Exactly. So that's right. I take out that one and I put that one.
Because one, just in premise, it was like we didn't learn that White Man couldn't jump in the first one. Because we needed another movie to tell us White Man Can't Jump.
Another
White Man Can't Jump. All right. Wait, no, they should call it White Man Can't Jump also.
T-O-O on it. Yeah. Anyway, so that was our top 5 today. You let us know what your top 5 action female stars are. There's some pretty good up and comers too coming out pretty soon. I think Alicia Vikander she looks like somebody that might be doing something too.
Yeah.
And Gal Gadot, who plays Wonder Woman now.
Gal Gadot's a good one.
And also Jordana Brewster and Michelle Rodriguez, and all the Fast and Furious girls, all of Toretto's girls, and.
Top 5 Fast and Furious movies.
Top 5. There we go. Anyway, so let us know which ones you like.
I think that's all we got.
No, okay, look, guys. There was this movie called Ninja 3: The Domination, and Lucinda Dickey, who played Kelly on Breakin' and Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo, played the ninja in this movie. And I just thought, for some reason, that was one of the sweetest freaking female action sequences that she did in that movie. It just always stuck to my head. I really wanted to put her in there, but she only did that one movie.
Does that movie even still hold up?
I don't know, but Cho Kosugi was in it. I mean, Cho Kosugi was awesome.
Yes, he still does. But
I just like
sometimes
I had to get that out of there. I didn't want to close the segment without saying that.
Sometimes the other people in the movie weren't that good.
Hey, maybe Margot Robbie too. Being Harley Quinn.
Maybe. I mean, it's her first role, so we'll see.
Terrence, take us home.
All right. It's been a while since we've been here, but make sure that you guys don't forget about us and like and comment on this video. Tell us what your top 5 female action heroes are, and let us know, because our list was really similar, so maybe your list includes some of our honorable mentions. Put it down below so that way we can discuss it, and also to make sure you guys like and tell us if you like this particular episode. Also subscribe and let us know, or not, let us know anything on subscribe, but subscribe so that way you know about future videos that come out. And since sometimes we do take a hiatus, you'll know when videos come out. That's all I got.
Mr. Tim Duncan, we appreciate you. Thank you for everything. We love you, and good luck in your new chapter in your life. For Aspen in the back, I'm Manny.
Terrence.
And that was a good